Hello, everyone, and welcome to Our Ventura TV. I'm Sandra Siepak. On today's show, we're welcoming Jill Shaffer. Jill is the Fund Development Director for the Ventura County Community Development Corporation, but she's also a board member with the nonprofit home organization and also a board trustee with the Ventura Land Trust. Thank you so much, Jill, for joining us. I know you're one busy woman these days. Terrific.
Lots to do.
Very good. Well, let's talk first about the home organization. Tell us more about this nonprofit and all that they do here in Ventura County.
Absolutely. Home is a really housing advocacy group that gets people together to talk about promoting fair and accessible homeownership throughout Ventura County, as we know that is a struggle.
Yes.
Through my job as well, we do work on getting affordable housing, and so they do that through four different forums throughout the year. And then they also have one big conference that they do every year that's coming up here on October 21st. Brings everybody together to really take a fine-tuned look at the issues in housing and how we can improve. And especially with COVID-19 this year, they're really focusing on what we can do to elevate the housing opportunities, especially for the low income.
Right. And so with their work for advocating for affordable and available housing, how do you incorporate everyone to get involved, and how can people be a part of this organization?
Right. The best thing you can do is hit the website and take a look at all of the different things that we've done and the things that we are working on. It's vchome.org, and you will see all the information regarding the upcoming conference, which is just fantastic. There's still opportunities for sponsorships and to register for the conference. And it's a very well attended, up to 300 or so every year. Obviously, this year will be virtual for the first time,
right.
But really excited because it's such a critical issue in Ventura County, especially.
It is, and with the shortage of housing, I know that you experience this on a regular basis working, with the Community Development Corporation. It's really tough.
Yes.
I don't know how they're going to accomplish this, but I'm sure there are many ways that they're looking into now for the future.
Right, absolutely, and it's also pre-existing housing. It's taking a look at when people are selling their houses, that people you have problems with people with cash coming in and buying up all properties, right? So the little guys aren't able to really do to have that opportunity to have a house or home because people, the bigger companies are buying up all the property. So we're really trying to take a look at that as well, really making sure that there's a fair and equitable opportunity for everyone to have a home.
Okay. Let's also talk about the fact that you have now been a board trustee for Ventura Land Trust. And for those folks out there who may not know too much about the organization, give us a little bit of insight as to what Ventura Land Trust does for the folks here in Ventura County.
Absolutely. It's really interesting because it's very much the opposite of affordable housing. And I love it because there is this balance that we all need to be whole, and that open space and the opportunity to have outdoor recreation is so key. And it's the Ventura Land Trust. They have 3 preserves that they've already involved in working on getting trails built and having opportunities for people to explore from an educational standpoint, even from the kids, to also outdoor enthusiasts who want to run on the trails or mountain bike or what have you. The latest preserve that they had just opened is called Harmon Canyon, and that's probably the biggest adventure that they've entered into lately, and it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
So if people out there want to find out more about Ventura Land Trust and all that they do, I would like to know how people can get more involved and find out how they can be a part of that too.
Absolutely. Obviously, the Ventura Land Trust.org is your website, so that's kind of a great place to start. They are always looking for volunteers and docents to come in and spend some time. just keeping an eye out, being an advocate for the land as people utilize. Our Ventura County residents are so wonderful with their care and taking of this space. They're very conscientious about not littering, picking up after their dogs, and there's a lot of things that you have to make sure that people understand that they're so important to preserve all of our natural resources. And the Ventura Land Trust is such a great advocate and a great conduit to that meeting of what we need for our outdoor health, right? As a community, as well as keeping people healthy.
Especially right now during COVID-19, we need that space. We need that opportunity to get outside more and enjoy all that Ventura County has to offer, and it has so much to offer. So we really want to encourage people to be outside and certainly enjoy all that. Now, I know that the Ventura Land Trust has a very strong mission to advocate for all this, and that's something that now is, as your role in the organization, will certainly be very important. So tell us more about what you're going to be doing with Ventura Land and Trust.
Absolutely. So I'm just barely new, minted onto the board. I worked with their advisory council for a while, and because I'm an old lady and I'm very well connected in the community, I think they really saw an opportunity for my connections in the fund development world as well as in the athletes. We have that basic meeting of where people want to go and they want this space, but we also have to have the resources available to maintain that space and to keep it safe for everyone. And so I think for my role, I'll be involved in their fund development committee. They have a campaign going on, again, paying off. It's huge money to make sure to secure that land and the loans that go along with it. But we've had some amazing donors and really enthusiastic, passionate people about the land in Ventura that are helping us out, and we're really excited about that.
Which makes a difference for future generations down the road too. And
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons their mission in doing this can be very important down, as I mentioned, down the road for years to come.
The interesting thing I just wanted to add to that is that we'll come out and give anyone, it's this Harmon Canyon especially is a little bit of a kept secret, right? So people don't know that much about it. They're doing a kind of a soft rolling out. And so we will come down, our executive director will give tours of the land through a Jeep, or if you want to ride your bikes, however, whatever works for you. And there's some very interesting historical pieces that as you go through that, it's actually very fascinating. You'll learn a lot about Ventura history as you go through that.
So what is the most important thing that they're working on today, right now? What is the most important issue that they're covering?
Right. Well, right now it's all about, securing and making sure that the land is, we do a lot of cleanup and that kind of thing, kept safe. But right now the top priority is really focusing on raising the money for and the resources for Harmon Canyon. Is a huge piece of land, like 2,100 acres, right? And it just exploded. So the land trust basically doubled or tripled in size, in the matter of a year. So there's a lot of, hey, we need to make sure that we have the resources we need to maintain the land and to get people excited about what it is that we're doing. So so I would say that Harmon Canyon, we do a lot of, there's some wildlife movies that they'll say, you'll see on the website some of the different events that are putting on. There's a 5K 3 preserve run that's coming up at the end of October, and that's really exciting too. So a lot of opportunity to see what there is. I think a lot of people pass by some of these spaces and don't really know what it is.
Right.
So it's an opportunity to really stop and go, oh, I didn't know that was called the Willoughby Preserve, or I didn't know that. And it's a source of pride. It really puts a nice stamp on Ventura.
So give people an idea of how they personally can get involved. Are there meetings? Are there interesting kinds of seminars that they can be a part of? I know you are certainly on the board, but for the involvement of the public here and the locals that live here in Ventura County? What type of involvement can they get to also be a part of that, preserving everything here in Ventura County?
Absolutely. And so there are multiple different committees that are incorporated with the land trust
Okay.
from the preservation and the education piece. They're going to be working with kids and doing some nature education throughout that. I don't have all the names right off the top of my head, I promise you, but there is also the wild and scenic, some nature focused movies that they'll show. A lot of creative ideas to get the idea. I think my favorite is volunteering, whether it's being a docent for the land and you're trained in sharing your love of the land with people that come and visit the areas, but also through the committee work. If there's something, you know what, I'm a really good fundraiser and I love this mission. So I would like to join this committee, or I would like to join this committee about building trails. Hey, I know more about building trails, and we need to do it a certain way to make sure everybody stays safe, and that the natural beauty is preserved and the habitat there. So
there are opportunities for people to become involved as volunteers.
Oh, absolutely.
And let's talk about that, because if you do want to volunteer, are there certain age groups? Can high school kids be involved as much as seniors, or who can qualify to become a volunteer?
Oh no, yes, we've had high school kids who do they do a lot of trail cleaning and that kind of thing. And it's great for the youngsters too, the real little ones, and just the natural, the curiosity that comes with kids. It's kind of fun to watch through their eyes as they discover the different pieces of the trail and of it's really it's a magical thing to see. I would say the very first step would be to join as a member, and again, there's a full array, but that kind of puts your stamp on, yes, I want to be a part of this, and then you can kind of figure out what role would work best for you to your involvement. Again, we need the whole community involved. Absolutely.
The more involvement you have, the better for everybody to join together and be a part of this, because we're all going to benefit from that. That's something that everybody can, do really well with. Let's have the website for both home and also Ventura Land Trust one more time.
Okay, right. So the home website is vchome.org.
Okay.
And the land trust is venturalandtrust.org. So pretty good, but I know a lot more information than I can give you, I'm sure, on the website. So definitely click on those and get some more information and join, because again, both issues are so critical to our city and our county, and kind of feels like both sides of it, but it really blends together because we all need to be well balanced
and connected, and certainly take part in preserving this for future generations as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Very good. Well, Jill Shaffer, thank you so much for joining us today on Our Ventura TV. You've given people a lot of insight on affordable housing and availability, and also on Ventura Land and Trust, on how we can make our environment even more appealing to all of us and to enjoy it as well. So I do appreciate you sharing your time and giving people lots of good tips and ideas about getting involved and volunteering too.
Yeah, join us.
Very good. Well, thank you. And I appreciate you being a part of the program. Take care.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Sandra. Bye.